worked for my dad at a transmission shop, and certainly not anything related to what I do now. And they had a co-op program where I went to college. And so I went into the co-op program and received a few phone calls. And I got a phone call one day when I came home, and I talked to a guy named Dave Nichols, essentially begged for a job. He said, pretty much, I'll do whatever it takes, and you don't even have to pay me if you don't want to. I just need experience. And that resonated with him. And my first day, he gave me a book and said, we can't make this work. Take this and make it work. That business, the owners retired and sold the business on, and the business that bought it wanted to consolidate, so we all kind of saw the writing on the wall. A good friend of mine had recommended St. Elizabeth as a place they were looking for some help. And so I started as a contractor here. About 3 years later, they hired me. I am the network manager, and also I deal with Epic Security. And Epic is our hospital application that handles our EMR, electronic medical records. That's really where IT's pretty much become integral to how the business works. You used to see doctors that would dictate into a microphone about what had happened when a patient came into the ER. That's all done voice recognition now. So computers in the background are listening to that voice and typing it out. Pretty much in the record, it stays in the computer the whole time. The nice thing about computers, you're able to do so much more. The data is there. You just have to go and ask it the question that you have. So instead of having somebody with boxes of charts leafing through and trying to pull out the specific information they want for each chart, we can get that information within milliseconds and get it to whoever's looking for it. I met my wife here. She worked here as a coder. I saw her in the hallway a couple times. We kind of exchanged glances. Wasn't sure if she was at all interested in me, but she had a specific way of being able to jam a printer that I'd have to come up and fix it. And so after the fourth or fifth time that week, a friend of mine said, I think there's something going on here other than the printer. Our first date, we went to a restaurant in Cincinnati and then went down to, I guess it's in Covington, there's an overlook along there. And we talked for a long time, and so exactly a year later, we went down to the same place, and I proposed there. The boss where I worked at the first time kind of dared us into going skydiving. It was something he had done in the Army. And one day at lunch, he said, that's it. He's like, it's a beautiful day out. We're going to take a long lunch and go jump out of a plane. I don't remember too much of the first time jumping out. It was kind of a blur. Once I got down, I said, I need to do this at least one more time. Doing it once is you're conquering something you always, like your bucket list, something you've always wanted to do, but doing it twice is kind of conquering your fear. And then when I got down from that, somebody said, we've got like a 5 for the price of 3 offer. Hit me right at the right time. I had so much adrenaline, I would have probably bought anything. Bought 5 more jumps and said, well, now I've got to at least do these 5. And that weekend, we were still pretty excited, and so we went and did a couple more that weekend and just fell in love with the people that were there. If there's an addiction to it, I certainly was addicted. I think 840 jumps later, I got married, and my wife said, you've got a family now, it's time to keep your feet on the ground. So done that ever since. I got this from my dad, and I still believe it to this day. He loved what he did. Up even until the day he retired, he still wanted to go back and keep working. The old saying, you don't work a day in your life if you enjoy it. I think if you enjoy doing what you're doing, it shows, and people appreciate that. And every day you wake up and you're happy to go to work.
I came here with my husband in 1982. He came here as a visiting professor. I came here as an advanced gynecological surgeon with Dr. Shalhas.